History often turns on surprisingly small moments. A single assassination sparked World War I. A street vendor's protest ignited the Arab Spring. A handful of salt challenged the British Empire. Few could have imagined that another seemingly insignificant moment would give birth to a massive political movement. But on May 15, 2026, in the world's most populous country, that is exactly what happened.
Latest police crackdown. There are now calls for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to resign himself.
A violent police crackdown which left dozens of protesters and officers injured.
They was beating brutally to the students. I saw.
For exam paper leaks have become one of the biggest public challenges to Modi.
The youth are amazing, but the government is, I don't have words for them.
Welcome to Behind the Numbers, and today we will be talking about the new biggest political force in India, Cockroach Janata Party. It takes a lot of effort, time, and research to bring these videos for you, so kindly hit that subscribe button. And we will be making a follow-up video on this topic, so if you think we missed something, got something wrong, or have an opinion you'd like to share, leave a comment below. We'll be reading every single one and may feature your insights in the next video. May 15th, 2026. While presiding over a hearing, India's Chief Justice, Surya Kant, remarked that unemployed youth were like cockroaches and parasites.
There are youngsters like cockroaches. They don't get any employment. They don't have any place in profession.
The irony was hard to ignore. Just days earlier, the NEET, India's nationwide entrance exam for undergraduate medical programs, had been rocked by yet another paper leak, fueling anger among millions of students already frustrated with the country's education system. Apart from the exam leak, this comment from the Chief Justice came at a time when India, the most populated country in the world, is frustrated by inflation, corruption, and joblessness. But little did the Chief Justice know that a remark made in passing would soon become the spark behind the world's fastest growing political movement. Thousands of kilometers away, a 30-year-old Boston University student of Indian origin, Abhijit Dipke, posted a simple tweet: "What if all cockroaches came together?" At the time, it seemed like nothing more than a joke, a tweet riding the wave of the cockroach meme, but neither he nor anyone else could have imagined that those few words would go on to reshape India's political history. After seeing his tweet gain traction among friends, he jokingly announced the launch of a political party, one that would exist only on the internet. He called it the Cockroach Janata Party, or CJP. It wasn't an officially registered political party, it was simply an online joke. After all, hundreds of meme pages and fictional political parties are created on the internet every day, and almost all of them disappear just as quickly. The party's website greeted visitors with satirical questions, making it clear that the entire project began as a joke. But the response was anything but ordinary. Within just 4 days, CJP's Instagram account had attracted 8.8 million followers, surpassing the online following of India's ruling party, the BJP, and shocking everyone who had dismissed it as just another internet meme. That's when things stopped looking like a joke. CJP published its first manifesto on its website, outlining a series of political and institutional reforms. Among its key demands were greater representation for women in parliament and a 20-year ban on politicians who switch from one party to another. These proposals struck a chord with many people, transforming CJP from a viral internet sensation into a movement that an increasing number of Indians began taking seriously. In recent years, India has suffered greatly at the hands of corruption. The Election Commission has been compromised, and the media has repeatedly been accused of favoring the government. For many Indians, CJP wasn't just another internet meme. It became a symbol of frustration with a political system they felt was no longer working for them. Millions of young Indians started calling themselves as cockroaches. Within just the first week of its launch, CJP had become so influential that it publicly demanded the resignation of India's Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, over the NEET paper leak controversy. And seeing CJP's rise in youth, government immediately blocked their Twitter account in India. When the IT minister was questioned about the ban, he said it had been imposed following input from the Intelligence Bureau. He further claimed that the account had become a threat to national security. A political party that started as a meme was now giving sleepless nights to the most powerful political party in the world, BJP. What angered many people even more was that the government had labeled CJP a threat to national security, but had never used the same language for exam paper leaks, election rigging, or corruption. Then the situation escalated even further. CJP's social media accounts were hacked, and its website was taken down by the government. As if that wasn't enough, Abhijit Dipki's phone number was leaked online, exposing him to a wave of death threats. Soon after, people reportedly began showing up at his family home in India, threatening his family unless he shut the movement down. The government then played its nationalist card, claiming that a majority of CJP's social media followers were from Pakistan, or allegations like the movement/party is funded by foreign entities. But those claims were never substantiated, and no public evidence was presented to support them. In reality, only the account owner has access to detailed audience analytics showing where followers are located. For many critics, this reflected a deeper problem. They argue that India's democracy is under growing strain, where comedians have faced legal action over jokes targeting the political system. Opposition leaders have been arrested in what critics describe as politically motivated cases, and students who expose irregularities in major examinations are accused of serving Pakistan's interests. India now finds itself at a very interesting point in history. On one side lies Pakistan, a country that not very long ago experienced a similar style of authoritarian leadership under Imran Khan. His government fabricated cases against opposition leaders and sent many of them to jail. Rather than addressing facts and figures, he frequently relied on religion and emotional rhetoric to win public support. Ironically, he was later implicated in major corruption cases that ultimately led to his removal from power, and he is now in jail. The worst illness that his government gave was the fake blasphemy cases, where a gang that included lawyers, law enforcers, and state officials as well, worked as a big racket. They fabricated fake emails or messages that included disrespect to Islam. Mind you, this means death penalty by Pakistani law. And then they demanded millions in cash and other favors from the victims. If you failed to give them the money, you were just sent to court, and any lawyer that tried to defend those victims was killed. The last hope of all those victims was human rights activist and lawyer Iman Mazari, who unfortunately has also been jailed because of some tweets about she wrote human rights. The current state of Imran Khan serves as a stark lesson for leaders like Narendra Modi. History has repeatedly shown that jail doesn't distinguish between a former prime minister and an ordinary criminal. It opens its doors to both. On India's eastern border lies Bangladesh, where just 2 years ago a mass uprising overthrew the government of Sheikh Hasina, the daughter of the country's founding leader. But the aftermath has been far from ideal. The economy has struggled, political instability has persisted, religious hardliners have gained greater influence, unemployment remains widespread, and the cost of living has continued to rise. For CJP, that is an equally important lesson. Not every revolution delivers the future its supporters hope for, and not every movement ends in success. Whether the Cockroach Janata Party becomes a lasting political force or fades away like countless internet movements before it, one thing is already certain: it has exposed the frustration of millions of young Indians. What began as a meme has evolved into a national conversation about democracy, corruption, accountability, and the future of India's politics. The real question is no longer how CJP started, but whether it can transform online momentum into real political change. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.